This boy picked up a little kitten on the road, but it turned out to be a real cheetah. Let's find out what this predator will do in an ordinary city apartment. This story begins in South Africa. There are many wild animals here. Among them is a female cheetah with her babies. Suddenly, she feels some kind of danger nearby. It's a huge lion. The female cheetah leads the predator away from her babies, but becomes its prey. She saves children at the cost of her life. Night falls. A baby cheetah wanders through the jungle in fear. He gets to the highway and freezes in the middle of the road. A car appears on the road. A guy named Zan comes out of it with his father Peter. They take the tiny cheetah with them, realizing that it will not be able to survive in the wild. Zan tries to feed the baby with milk from a homemade bottle. The father allows the boy to take the cheetah with him and take care of him until he is old enough to be released into the wild. Zan and his father return home and show mom this cute baby. The woman laughs happily and agrees to get a new pet. The next day, the whole family arranges a small photo shoot. Zan teaches his cheetah how to use the toilet and tries to find a suitable name for him. In the end, they decide to name this baby Duma. It means cheetah in Swahili. His father shows Zan how to drive a motorcycle properly. They are rolling around the fields, and a joyful Duma is running after them. He behaves like a real cat, only very big. One day, Zana's father ends up in the hospital. Soon he returns home, and it seems to Zan that everything is fine. Peter hugs his wife and rides a motorcycle at a distillery with Duma. This cheetah accelerates to a speed of 100 kilometers per hour. His father reminds Zan that Duma should live in the wild. He needs to be returned exactly to the place where he got on the highway. After all, his relatives probably live there. At night, Zan wakes up from a sad growl and sees an ambulance outside the window. Mom hugs him and cries bitterly. Peter's funeral is soon held. The boy looks completely unhappy. He sits sad all the time and doesn't talk to anyone. Mom tells her son that they will have to rent out their farm and move to Johannesburg to live with Aunt Gwen. The cheetah needs to be transferred to a local nature reserve. Soon, Zan and his mother set off on the road. Duma rides in a big cage with them. He really doesn't like this trip, but he dislikes their cramped little apartment even more. Zan goes to a new school. In physical education class, he immediately becomes an object of ridicule. Duma stays in the apartment with Aunt Gwen. Cheetah is not used to a city apartment, and Aunt Gwen is not used to cheetahs. Duma accidentally turns on the TV. The frightened Duma jumps onto the table and scares Aunt Gwen very much. She runs out of the apartment and forgets to close the door. The cheetah immediately runs away after her. He wants to catch up with the car that Zan and his mom always drive. Meanwhile, a history lesson is taking place at school. Suddenly, Zan notices Duma outside the window. A few seconds later, loud screams are heard in the school. The appearance of a predator causes a real panic. The police immediately arrive at the building. Zan is looking for Duma everywhere. He goes into the bathroom and notices several school bullies there. They take away his personal belongings and knock the boy to the floor. A cheetah comes out of the toilet stall and growls menacingly. The bullies immediately run away in horror. Duma also runs away, and Zan tries to catch up with his pet. He finds it on the playground and takes it with him. The boy understands that they cannot return to the city, so it's time to return this predator to the wild. Zan decides to take Duma to the Orang Mountains on his own on a motorcycle with a sidecar. This is the same motorcycle that previously belonged to Peter. Zan's mom finds a note from her son in the garage. In it, he announces that he will bring the cheetah home. To do this, our little hero needs to drive through the salt plains of Botswana and pass through the delta of the Akawanga River. At first, their journey is successful, but after some time the motorcycle's engine runs out of fuel. Besides, Zan only has one bottle of water. He pushes his bike despite the heat and fatigue. Soon, the wreckage of an old plane that crashed here many years ago appears in front of our heroes. You can relax a bit in its shade. Zan and Duma spend the night here. The cheetah keeps an eye on the local wild animals with interest. A man with a backpack appears on the road. and the Duma will be blocked, trying to warn him of the danger. An unknown man is trying to start Zan's motorcycle. The boy notices this and stops the robber. He is a black man named Ribkuna. He's heading south. Zan says that he is going west with his cheetah and asks the man to share water with him. Ribkuna agrees and hands Zan his flask. The boy greedily takes a few sips and treats his cheetah. Ribkuna admits that he travels with his sloth named Moshaka. If you walk straight for about 5 days, you can reach a large river. But they need food to get there. Ribkuna asks who they will eat first, Duma or Moshaka. Zan transforms his motorcycle into a sailing wagon using the remains of a parachute found near a crashed plane. This is a very cool and original invention. But the main joy is that our heroes will no longer have to eat anyone. Zan and Ribkuna cover a long distance, but low-growing shrubs appear on their way. You can't go any further. Ribkuna digs a deep hole in the ground in the hope of finding water here, and he really succeeds. Meanwhile, Zan is trying to teach Doom how to hunt. He invites his cheetah to attack the ostrich. Instead, the predator finds a nest with ostrich eggs. Ribkuna sadly notes that this cheetah will not survive in the wild. It's better to sell it and make a lot of money. Zan replies that friends are not sold. At dawn, everyone wakes up to some strange noises. Maybe it's a lion. Only fire can scare away such a predator. Our heroes abandon the motorcycle and continue their journey on foot. They find a dump with old rusty cars and lots of bones. There are several ruined buildings here. Ribkuna finds the tip of a sharp spear. Suddenly, a helicopter flies up to this dump. Turns out that these are rescuers who are looking for Zan. The boy hides with Duma and Ribkuna. In the evening, Ribkuna makes a fire and sharpens his tip. Duma looks at him with concern in her eyes. Soon, an old abandoned diamond mine appears in the path of our heroes. Ribkuna climbs inside and hopes to find some diamonds here. At this moment, the mine collapses. Zan rushes to his friend's aid and begins to dig him out of the ground. At the same time, he says that Ribkuna is leading them not to the west, but to the north. There is a big city there, and Ribkuna is going to sell the cheetah to make a lot of money. Therefore, Zan stops digging up his friend and leaves a shovel next to him. And he takes the tip of Ribkuna and his sloth and goes on with the Duma. Our heroes have been wandering through the desert for a long time. A large river appears in their path. Zan makes a homemade fruit out of twigs. Duma looks very scared. At first, this river looks calm, but soon they get into a strong current. A waterfall appears nearby. Zan and Duma fall into the water. Several hungry alligators appear nearby. Our heroes swim with all their might to escape from predators. Zan grabs a stick. Fortunately, everyone manages to get out of the water in time and not become dinner for alligators. Even Masha manages to survive. Our heroes continue their journey through the thickets of tall grass. Zan hears someone growling softly again. It's a herd of buffaloes. The boy hides from them in the grass, and Duma decides to run with them. However, there are not only buffaloes but also hippos, giraffes, zebras, and even lions. The Duma studies everything with interest and accidentally falls into a poaching trap. Fortunately, this is not a trap, but a cage. The cheetah spends the whole night in it. Zan searches everywhere for his pet, but finds not a cheetah, but a wild boar. The boy tries to escape from him, but falls and loses consciousness. Zan comes to his senses from being licked by Duma. Ribkuna is sitting next to him, but it turns out that this man saved them both. More precisely, 3, because we do not forget about the Mashak. Zan apologizes to Ribkuna for his suspicions. The man replies that at first he really wanted to sell this cheetah, but now he won't do it for any money. Duma tries to catch a small antelope, but he fails. That means no one is having dinner tonight. Soon our heroes reach a small tourist base. Zan pretends to be injured. He screams that he was bitten by a snake. There is indeed a snake on his chest. Ribkuna screams that it is a poisonous black mamba. All the tourists run away in horror, while Zan and Ribkin steal their food. Our heroes are navigating the Akawanga River Delta. Ripkuna boasts that he has found several diamonds in the mine and gives half of them to Zan. On the shore, Duma finds the remains of an antelope and greedily eats the raw meat. Ripkuna says with alarm that there have been lions here recently. The man puts his hat on the cheetah. It looks very cute. Soon our heroes reach the mountains of Iranga, located on the border of Botswana and Namibia. Nearby is the village where Ripkuna was born and grew up. A huge swarm of TS flies appears nearby. It is impossible to escape from them. The ribcage covers Zan with itself, and the insects sting him hundreds of times. Soon, the man begins to have sleeping sickness. A whole group of lions appears nearby. Ripkuna uses her last strength to light a bonfire. Predators are afraid to approach the fire. Zan sees that Ripkuna is getting worse and goes to the village for help. He finds several local residents and explains to them that his friend has sleeping sickness due to the flies of the CC. Healers and shamans immediately begin to treat Ripkuna. They do it so well that within a day, the man feels completely healthy and introduces Zana to his family. That very night, Duma goes alone to the mountains and meets a female cheetah there. Despite Zan's screams, he does not return to his master because he is playing with his new girlfriend. The boy realizes that this is where he must part with his mind. He finds his cheetah, says goodbye to him and leaves. Duma watches him go for a long time and then continues to play with her friend. Zan returns to his mom. He fulfilled his father's dream.